The following production illustrates a simulated counseling interview. This is a practice exercise. The sole purpose of this production is the demonstration of individual counseling technique by a pre-service school counselor enrolled in the online Masters in Education and School Counseling program at Salem College in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Okay, here I'm today with Mrs. Pendergrass, and this is a consultative session. And during the session, she has came to me because her child is doing poorly in school. All right, Mrs. Pendergrass, tell me a little bit about why you're here.
Well, my daughter seems to have most recently started running with the wrong crowd. And, you know, I've used to be able to control the students, the friends that she had. But, you know, when she's gotten into older grades, it's a little bit harder. And she doesn't really date all that often. But when she does go out, even with large crowds, I know some of the kids, they, are a little more chancy than others. And I'm not always thrilled with her riding in cars with some of the people, but she does. And that's not so bad, but her grades have really started to fall, and it really concerns me that, it's maybe the influences of the other children, because they're not straight A students, and, she was doing very well, and all of a sudden, her grades are really, really falling. And this is almost half of the year, and so I'm real concerned that, if we don't, do something or figure out something to help her, that, her grades will really fall and that she will not pass this year. And I'm real concerned, that we get her back on track.
Mm-hmm. How were her grades before this year?
She wasn't, top of the line student, but she was making A's and B's most of the time. And since that time, she's lucky to make a C. And she's kind of gotten an I don't care attitude,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's the influence of her friends.
Okay. And you mentioned that the group she's hanging out with is kind of a little not the best, maybe.
Right. They're new. They're newer to her. She's not really been hanging out with them before, and she used to have a best friend, and she and the best friend have had a little fight over a boy, and so she's kind of hanging out with a little bit more crowd. I think they stay out later at nights than she can, and I'm just not real happy with the students. And there's nothing I can do about their families and things. But I'd like to do something to make sure that she gets back on the straight and narrow.
Yeah. Okay. And you mentioned that her and her best friend had a falling out, and now she's kind of hanging out with this other crowd.
Right.
Okay. Have you noticed a difference between her grades and since she started hanging out with this crowd?
Yes, absolutely. That's when they started falling, was when she started hanging out. It's, they want to spend more time on the phone, or they want to try to go out at nights, on the school nights, and she never used to do that. But, she'll ask, can she go, places with them if she comes right back, and, I'm afraid she may be trying to sneak out of the house. I don't think she is, but I just want to do that before she gets, influenced in more ways with them.
Okay. All right. What are some things that, maybe some goals that we could set together and then have her come in and kind of talk about them? What can we do to help her and her grades come up?
Well, I think if she would just, I know for us, we're not going to go out at nights. I mean, I'm not going to let her start going out every night or going off at night. So one of the things I want her to do is to go home and go ahead and get her homework finished.
Mm-hmm.
And if she'll do her homework as soon as she gets in, or pretty close to she gets in, maybe she can, talk on the phone or something, but I want her to limit her time on the phone and spend more time on her studies, on getting her grades in, and, being more, taking more time with her grades, with her studies.
Yeah. That sounds like a good plan. Have you talked to her about the concerns that you have, or?
I have, in a way, but then again, I wanted to kind of get an idea of what, maybe the school could help me, because she seems, right now she's a little rebellious about the things that I say, and she's, she thinks that, I'm the bad guy, and everybody, because everybody else gets to do things.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's always, I'm the only one that doesn't get to go out. I'm the only one, I'm getting that.
Yeah. And it's probably important just to keep reiterating that you just want her to succeed. And I think maybe next time we meet, maybe we can meet with her and kind of discuss this with her. But I think that it's great that you want her to come in first and do her homework and then just kind of go from there.
Right.
Okay. All right. Well, we can meet next week, and then just have her come in and chat with us and see how her grades can come up.
Okay. Hopefully those will be realistic goals that she could accomplish.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you.
Okay, after this session, we agreed to meet again and have the child sit in with us so the consultant and myself work together to talk with the student about what she can do to improve her grades. The proceeding has been a simulated counseling session. The names and identities of the individuals portrayed are fictional. I certify that the individuals appearing in the video have authorized the release of this tape session in writing for the purpose of peer review, education, and consultation. Individuals with questions or concerns may contact the Salem College Department of Education at www.salem.edu.